this is Sarah from Sass Series, and today I'm bringing you my review Takedown. So in the year of 2016, I want to review more books. I only talk about books that I've read and wrap-ups, so I don't want to do 10-second brief summaries anymore. I kind of want to, delve deeper and kind of sort of discuss depending on all what I have to say. So what I'm planning to do for these videos is I'll talk about 3 books, but I'll also include novellas if I feel that they're worth mentioning, and that'll just be like a kind of extra book to this. So I actually do have a novella to talk about, and it was the first official thing that I read in 2016, and it is called The Benson by Karina Hell. It is book 2.5 in the Experiment in Terror series, but you don't have to have read the first 2 books, Dark House and Red Fox. But if you want to, go for it. But if you don't and you're interested, The Benson is free, and I'll leave a link down for that below. So the Experiment in Terror series follows Perry Palomino, who finds out that she has a deep connection to the spiritual world in a way that is very broad. So within Dark House, the first book in the series, she stumbles upon her uncle's really creepy lighthouse, and she ends up filming a video that gets internet famous and gets the deal for a web series with Dex Foray, who is sexy. And then in the second book, Red Fox, she ends up going to a Native American farm in New Mexico where skinwalkers are introduced. And I don't really think that's a huge spoiler, because it's just, that's all I'm going to say. Skinwalkers, not supernatural skinwalkers. These skinwalkers can only be animals, but if they are higher up in the hierarchy of a skinwalker, they can kill humans and take their shape. So pretty scary stuff. I actually really enjoy Hell's horror novels. I think she's an excellent writer. I really enjoy like the palpable atmosphere of her novels, and I think that the novella The Benson is really entertaining. It follows Perry and Dex looking into a haunted hotel, of course, called The Benson, that is in Perry's home state of, I think, Seattle, Washington, or Portland, Oregon. God, I'm so horrible. God, I don't remember which one, and I just read that a few weeks ago, but I'm sorry. So anyway, I gave it 3.5 stars. I think it's an excellent novella. I really enjoy Perry and Dex, and I really liked the style of this hotel setting with the whole haunted vibe. It was very entertaining, and if you are interested, of course, the link will be down below to read for free. And then the next book I read was Thug Notes by Sporky Sweets. Now, Thug Notes is pretty popular on YouTube. It's brought to you by Wisecrack, and I got this as an ARC from NetGalley, and I was really excited about it. I love Thug Notes. I've been a fan of the series for probably over a year or 2 now, and if you don't know what Thug Notes is, it's basically they take classics like Romeo and Juliet, Hamlet, Pride and Prejudice, The Catcher in the Rye, Crime and Punishment, you name it, they've probably done it, or they're thinking about doing it, and they take it into a more modern and kind of funnier setting. They look at it and they thug it up, and I really enjoy it. I think it's a lot of fun. They have a lot of great motifs as well as themes and great character summaries that are really helpful if you're not sure what you're reading. And while I feel like they don't always expand upon a lot of the themes that I catch in the novels, I think that they caught a lot of good ones, so I recommend it. And the next book I read was Violet Dawn, which is the second book in the Violet Night trilogy by Lynn Rush. I read Violet Night last year in the month of December, and I wasn't a big fan of that. I gave it 2.75 stars, but I gave this one 3 stars. The Violet Night trilogy follows Emma, who has a mark on her arm that helps her know when there's vampires around. She's a vampire hunter. And then she meets Jake, and they have an undeniable attraction, yada yada yada. He has a mark on his arm, da 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 da, destined to be together, da da da. You know, the typical tropes. Only though it's not a YA novel, it's an NA novel. But it feels like a YA novel. Anyway, so, I'm not a huge fan of the books, but I do enjoy them. I actually really enjoyed the suspense level within the second novel. I thought it was really entertaining, and it kept me on my toes. I remember I was just kind of, you know, flipping through the pages of my Kindle like, oh my god, what's going to happen next? And I enjoyed that aspect, and for that, I think that's why I rated it 3 stars instead of lower like the first book. But the writing didn't improve as much, neither did the themes of the book. I do like the ideas, like the idea of purity that Emma is so strong about in keeping her virginity, but I feel like she's doing it for all the wrong reasons, and I feel like the author, Miss Rush, is using it as a way to kind of say that it's wrong to her younger audiences. So it feels kind of like, you know, Twilight, like preaching to the choir, I just don't know how to articulate my thoughts right now on that one. I'm still very, very conflicted. Anyway, on the brighter side of my reading spectrum, I finished Charms of Autumn by Diana Gabaldon. 5 beautiful stars. And if you don't know what the Outlander series is about by now, which I'd be incredibly surprised, it's about Jamie Fraser and Claire Randall. But Claire Randall is a World War II nurse, and her husband Frank go to Scotland, in Inverness, you know, in Scotland, and they celebrate, oh, I have a book sticking in my butt, and they celebrate their second honeymoon in a chance to rekindle their lost love through this hiatus that the war has brought on to their relationship. And Claire ends up being transported to 1743 Scotland and meets Jamie Fraser. And yes. I obviously love this series if I stuck by it for 4 books. These are hefty, and I love them. I think that it's great. It's my second favorite series. It's Harry Potter than Outlander, like no question about it. Jamie and Claire are my OTP couple. They are what I strive to be when I have a relationship. Like, oh my god. Anyway, if you have not read the Outlander series up until this point, goodbye, because I don't want to spoil you. So anyway, can we talk about the feels that I am feeling right now? They're in North America, and while I really, really miss Scotland, I like them being in North America. I really liked what Gabaldon did with kind of like the contrast between the Scottish Highlanders and the Indians, and how they're very similar. I love that. And I also loved how Brianna went back in time. She went to Lollybrook. Like, you don't understand how much feels I have thinking about that. I was crying. It wasn't even sad, but I was crying because I was so happy. I was like, it's happening. And then when she met Jamie, I was like, yeah. And I'm still like that inside, obviously. Like, I will never get over this. Never. And oh my god. Can we talk about the conflict that is brought up towards the end of the novel? Novel. So, yeah. Jamie ends up beating Roger to near death, but ends up actually selling him to the Indians as a slave, and because he thinks that he's the one who got Brianna pregnant and raped her, but in reality, it's the pirate that they ended up saving from the hanging way back when, who also stole jewels from them, and just, he is fucking everything up, man. This pirate was in everybody's business. He was even in Roger's business at one point, wanted to kill him. My god. What's his name? Stephen Colbert or something like that? Oh my god. And so, I feel things about that. I feel conflicted, but I know a lot of people hated that, and they're like, well, it could have all just been solved with one conversation. But really, when you think about it, is life solved with one conversation? Does that conversation always happen when you want it to happen? No. So it's accurate. Don't argue with me. Let's have a discussion actually about it. We're not going to argue about it. We'll discuss it in a manly, happy fashion, because I really want to know what people think about that. Like, do you agree with how it was handled or not? And so, yes, 5 stars. Those are the books that I read for my review takedown. Let me know down below what you think of these videos, and bye!